Hello people and welcome to the very first stream 2021. Yes, hello, welcome to the stream. Now, I'm not going to be playing any games today. This is not going to be a gameplay stream. This is going to be a this is going to be a game stream where I take a look at MacWorld comic, well, not comic, a magazine. So if you don't know, well, I think MacWorld still is a magazine that was basically for Mac enthusiasts, and I believe it's been running since 1988, so very long running publication. The whole MacWorld events were named after MacWorld, as in the magazine itself, and yeah, it's gone through Apple's worst days and their best days, I guess you could say. I mean, I think MacWorld magazines are very interesting in terms of their history, in that they really tell you about Apple's ups and downs and ups and downs, you know? If wondering, I do sound like I'm underwater. I'm not, I promise you. Tell me about it. And they show that very well because of how many issues there are. They release them monthly as well. So, we're going to be reading one today, taking a look at it. I'm going to give as much context as I think I'll be able to give accurately. I'm not an expert on Apple and the history of Apple. But we're taking a look at an issue from August 1998, which looked a bit interesting. Now, this is not going to be a short stream. I'm not going to just jump between things. I was going to make a video out of this, but it'll either be a really long, boring video, and I'd rather have a really long, boring live stream than a really long, boring video. So, without further ado, I guess I should get on with it. So, we have the magazine open up here. Okay. Now, if the FPS dies a bit, it doesn't really matter because we're just looking at a thing. So, as you can see down the side, we have some bookmarks. Yes, we're going to read this digitally. If you want, you can look in the description. There should be a link to an archive that goes from 1998 all the way to about 2005. And that's where I got this from, vintageapple.org/macworld, if you want to link. If you look on web on archive.org, they're probably there as well. The bookmarks, we're not be following the bookmarks, we're just going to be following the order of the scene. As you can see, there are almost 200 pages, some of them obviously advertisements, so we'll skip over some of the less interesting. But yeah, 1998, the 90s obviously weren't a great time for Apple, but we're getting sort of resurgence here. macOS 10 is on the horizon. macOS 8.5, as you can see, is coming out, which means we're still not the final version of macOS Classic, which is fine, but that was quite a late release anyway, I believe. So basically, Macs are using PowerPC processors, and they've been for a while now. But but basically all this time through the 90s, Apple have had a lot of trouble. And there's some very good videos on. They're on specific computers by Apple, but they also give a lot of context as to what the Apple situation is like around that computer's time period. It's called 65 Scribe. It makes very good videos. They're not so exciting videos anymore, but they're very informative. I know about most of this from those videos, so if you want, you can check them out. So yeah, so Apple in a bit of the dire spot. You've got the aging macOS Classic, and they're still trying to release things like macOS 8.5. You gotta remember, macOS Classic was built for the original Mac, system software, and they just kind of kept iterating on top of it. And you also got to remember that operating system is not multitasking. They had to kind of hack in multitasking and lots of features, made it very unstable. If one thing crashed, it wasn't true multitasking. If one thing crashed, then everything crashed, and you had all sorts of RAM issues and stuff. macOS 10 is going to be the future of macOS, and it was, and it still is. Yeah, but it says here that it was going to be the future. So it was going to be the thing that brought Macs back into the spotlight and the rest is history, as they say. Yeah, the cliche as it is. So macOS 10, if you don't know, is based off of Next Step, so Steve Jobs got kicked out of Apple back in the 80s. He then formed a new company called Next. They made server-based computers. They made like the famous Next Cube, and they made an operating system called Next Step, later called OpenStep. macOS 10, based on OpenStep because they saw it as a good foundation. The Unix kernel has a good foundation for the operating system. Blah 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 blah. macOS 10. They had some efforts before to try and replace the macOS. Copeland, I believe, was one. There was, I think, 2 or 3 projects to try and replace it, but they all ended up basically just arguing with each other and ended up nothing. So let's actually get on with reading the issue. So you can see this is from August 1998, and there's a special report in the future revealed. An in-depth look at macOS 10 and then 8.5, which is the aging code base. But even when macOS 10 was released, quite a few programs still use macOS. It's used in the classic mode. We'll go down. We have a add here AC drives, which are fairly fast. External RAID drives, I believe. And then we have the contents. So let's take a look at this. So we have our macOS Special report. We have Mac's Best Friend, which is graphic cards. A bunch of web stuff. Just kind of extra news, including Java, Motorola stuff. I think that's mentioned up here, Palm Pilot and Killer graphic cards. I can't show the entire page of them. And quite interestingly, I think, is this here, printing in 3D, a new creator spits out real 3D models. So it's quite interesting to see kind of the early days of 3D printing effectively. He's a handle. I just have to drag what it is. Office 98. Yes, there was Office for Macs. There still is today. Bunch of reviews. Some monitors, studio panel, the studio display, which was an LCD, which was fairly new at the time. Talking of LCDs, NEC multi-sync monitor. Big innovation in monitors. You got a rotatable monitor you can view from any angle within reason. I'm not marketing NEC monitors. These are from 22 years ago. You can get like a touchscreen compatibility. It's portrait as well. Fancy. But the point of this was just kind of just view it from any angle, I guess. Oh, hello. Apparently Genshin Impact is a quality game. That's nice. Probably turn off Discord notification. Can I not do that from here? Whatever then, who cares? Anthro carts. Basically, you can wheel things around. A bunch of stuff in the middle. What are these? Oh, these are like extra upgrade CPUs you can put in things. Every VPAC comes with the latest G3. Screaming fast backside cache. Optimal bus transfer speed technology. OBTST. I was seeing if that was a catchy acronym. It wasn't. $1,099. These were American. Power, speed. Wow. What was that? The G3 300. So that'd be a 300 megahertz G3 CPU. I mean, for 600 megahertz, you can get a different one. It's a 233 megahertz CPU. Jesus. That's a P200. Oh, I see. That's for the PowerBook. 1400, and I assume this is for some sort of. And I think at this point, Macs had, or these sort of Macs had CPUs that were card-based, like the Pentium 3s. Quite a few Pentium 3s were. So you're talking about a PCI Power Mac. Well, that bang, super fast. Just to exemplify it, fast in some benchmark called MacBench. So what we got? Life on the road just got easier. Some 3D graphics accelerators. Well, you're one of the fastest graphics accelerators on the Mac. You can take yourself a lot of trouble. Comes your time with being slow. 128-bit boards. I mean, you gotta think, bits was still a big thing. The Dreamcast was 128-bit. You know? So these were, I assume these were, well, I mean, they say iX3D, but these are 2D accelerator cards? I mean, it just says 2D up here, so it's just 2D stuff up there. You wouldn't, yeah, whatever. Windows compatibility. Sorry, it like weirdly. Step up to hardware. Windows compatibility. Virtual PC, soft Windows. Oh, it's okay, let's have a look at these. Compatibility cards. How much is this? $399 for upgrade, or $499 when there's an asterisk on there. Oh, introductory price offer. Jesus, so yeah, Jesus Christ, you just got like a little card that just kind of sits in there. There you go, bigger picture. Best price Microsoft Windows. There's a compatibility card, so it's like a little CPU on a board. You can basically insert it into your Mac and use that as a sort of hardware-assisted virtual machine kind of thing, I guess. Painting compatible 200 MHz processor. User upgraded 300 MHz with 16 MB of real RAM. Fair enough. That's pretty cool. You can have like picture in picture in picture in picture. Okay, I guess that would have been useful at the time. If you want to run like Microsoft Paint or something. I don't know. This thing even sharpens pencils. I get the joke. So this is about inkjets. Postscript. $89. I assume these are special ink cartridges or something? Well, not. Yeah, inkjets. So yeah, paper or something like that. Again, I'm not really able to provide a lot of context, but there's nothing. Proposer 3, the remarkable figure design and animation tool. Whew. Oh my god. That's that's 90s animation for you. Jesus. Anything back here? Don't worry, I'm looking at paranoid back here. There's some letters. I'm not too bothered about the letters. I'm not going to bother reading through them. Apparently there was an unpleasant surprise in QuickTime 3.0 though. Oh, I see. So you get it, but then, right? I see. So they brought some features into the Pro version, which were previously available in QuickTime regular. I hope you can read this. The text might be a little bit crusty, but it's just interesting. Something to do with some sort of 3D creation tool. No idea if they still exist today. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Internet one solution. That's a bit more. Yeah, it's more things. Vision. Here we go. This is what we want, and this is Canvas Fun. Canvas still exists. I do. So I assume it's some sort of, yeah, some Java development thing. Let's have a look then. Escargot, yeah. No, because like the successor to like even macOS 10 and Copeland and all these things, they're all vaporware until Apple. So like, miracles happens here. With macOS 10, Apple's future is no longer clouded in doubt. Looking back over the last couple of months, these become giddy with excitement. Gotten better for the Mac. Fair enough. Then Apple's recent announcement of macOS 10. Apple's done late days progress on the company's short-term success and profitability. That's the thing. You had so much shit going on in like 1996, 1997, too many products. Steve Jobs came back, he stripped it down to basically 4 products. Bang, you know? So you had the new it was the PowerBook G3, the iMac. So you had like a basically 4-tier kind of thing. The Power Mac, the iMac, the PowerBook, and then the iMac. And that was kind of the structure. That was meant to simplify the product line. And then you'd have like different models of the PowerBook, but they'd all just be called the PowerBook G3, and then there'd be one with like faster processor or more RAM. You could customize it, but it wasn't like the older days of the PowerBook 680. No, it would have been PowerBook 380 or something, 390 and all that. Super confusing for consumers because there was just so many models that basically even they didn't know how many they had. And 18 months when Apple expected to ship macOS 10 to end users. 18 months, that didn't happen. That would have been, oh yeah, no, it would have been 2000, but I think it was more 2001. So yes, probably G3 and iMac. iMac was big, wasn't it? And fences, whereas old Macs could drive. I can try to share. Yeah. Yeah, so here we go. There was Copeland, Gershwin, Rhapsody. And that's development plan schematic. Somewhere in the middle of the precise lines of confused a magic cloud containing the word Oracle happens here. Someone attempted to sell too many masters. Oh, Horizon, Cocaine, Rhapsody, far close to reality, developers. In macOS 10, it had something called Carbon, which was like a link between the two. So you could write your app in Carbon. Yeah, you could import it to Carbon and you could run on both, is that at all? So yeah, the Mac kernel, Unix kernel. Yeah, a modern version of the Mac toolbox. So basically, current Mac, you could port Mac Classic applications to macOS 10 easily, which is one big thing. People didn't want to write all the program. And macOS 10 will have, and it had, macOS 10 had basically something you could just kind of run older apps in it. They had, and they've got a similar thing in the new Macs. I think it's literally called, whatever it's called, 2. Basically, it's just like a little layer that run all the older programs. And by then, G4, however, Windows NT is already a fast and relatively stable OS. Relatively stable OS on macOS, yeah, ease of use, fair enough. I mean, yeah, fair. No. Microsoft did try to mash NT into something consumers to hold their nose and use. They did. It was called Neptune, but that failed. So instead, it was called XP, and it was very successful. But at this point, Windows 98 is just about a thing, and Windows NT is a business thing. It's Windows NT, which obviously this is still based on a business thing. It wasn't. You wouldn't go anywhere near it if you were a business user. But I mean, we're before. I mean, I think we're creeping into sort of Microsoft sort of stuff. Microsoft is still doing pretty well at this point, but Apple are coming back. This is kind of the beginning of the big fight, really. I mean, both macOS 10 and Windows XP were very successful. Windows XP was a lot more successful in the long term, I think, which was actually in the end a bit of a bad thing for Microsoft because they couldn't get people to just stop using Windows XP. Obviously, with the vision today, I'm sure Microsoft would have just kept upgrading Windows XP like they do Windows 10, and but that was just not how you did things back then. So. Use Sonic Monitor? Sure. Not too bothered. I like it shows the entire display being changed. That's not like you lost in like a quarter. It looks like half an inch on each side. Jesus. Yes. Really different. Not quite. Maybe different. Fix different. Ah, I see what they did there. Micromat Tech Tool Pro 2. Fair enough. Slow. Yeah, fair enough. I mean you could just kind of take that now, and that would be correct, I think. Motorola CPU to boost multimedia performance. Interesting. Motorola. Yeah, what was this then? AltaVec extension. Actually, must sound complicated. Responding to Intel's MMX technology. Can't remember what MMX was. I assume it was some multimedia thing. Multimedia Extreme, it probably stood for, or something like that. I assume it was just something to help with multimedia, especially because 1998 DVD had just become a thing. The ultra fast PowerPC extension from basic screen redraws to more specialized, so MPEG-2 decoding, so that would have been watching DVDs. Watching DVDs on older computers at the time, you might have needed an extra expansion card or as like a literal decoder card in order to decode DVDs and decode the MPEG-2 codec, because at the time computers just couldn't do it. So MMX would help. Adobe Photoshop filters, bunch of display stuff basically. Happy CPUs with the new AltVec technology can outperform Pentium 2 processors with MMX by as much as 30 to 1. Based on a computer simulation of the chip's design from actual something obviously. Jointly developed by the AIM Association, or the AIM Alliance, so that was the Alliance, Motorola, IBM, Apple, to PowerPC, incorporated into the G4 processors, which makes sense because, especially with DVDs, I mean, DVDs were a thing by this point, they were popular, DVD players were expensive, so, especially DVD drives, most people would have had a CD gone, anyway, and you wouldn't have seen a DVD. Motorola expects to make available the first G4 samples later this year. Apple expects to be shipping G4 based systems in the first half of 1979, which I believe did happen. IBM, blah, no current plans to implement multi-vector. They're focusing more on just sound. Much the gain in processor performance over the last few years from higher clock speeds and from caching methods. Basically, a lot of people want higher clock speeds, which that was not the way kind of like it did things, but not the way PowerPC processors did things. Instead of including, I mean, the thing with like the Pentium 3 and the Pentium 4, they kept pushing the clock speeds and not really actually optimizing the processors themselves. They just kind of kept pushing. I keep doing that. That's probably creating a lot of noise. I'm sorry. Like just waving my hand around. It created a lot. I mean, obviously it looks nice when you see 2.5 gigahertz. Wow, it was shit because the pipeline was massive and it was slow. It never actually optimized the processor itself, which means that often you had a 1.5 gigahertz Pentium 4, but it was being outperformed by an 800 megahertz PowerPC G5, you know, G3 or whatever. And I think PowerPC Pro, their kind of focus was on not on clock speeds, but on actually optimizing the processor itself and the instructions and things. So that's much of the game, yeah, but even these advances are barely. I mean, that was one of the things in the early 2000s. People were like, oh, Intel, Apple were like, oh yeah, Intel got these high clock speeds, but we've actually got decent processors. Yeah, and then obviously AMD just went, haha, Pentium 4, how much shite. There's 64-bit processors. Oh. For today's professional user performing RGB to operating multi-megabyte complex activity, and those who work on multimedia, coding, manipulation, 3D animations, or process by gigabyte. In addition to the integer and floating point units in today's GPUs, G4 processors with Aether with a 120 vector execution unit. So it will contain basically a floating point execute and basically a floating point thing with parallel processing. That's very cool. That's what I'm talking about, those sort of things. They stick these extra kind of things in there rather than just increasing the hope for the best. MMX also uses the same approach, but Motorola claims AltVec is a distinct edge. AltVec is 128 bits, while MMX is only half. Every vector processor is a dedicated Pentium 2 processor, and a vector basically the same thing. And it of course forms the lag of the window program switches from floating point to MMX and instructions vice versa. This is actually much enough to read every block of do data for DVD to change one. So how much? It's using page 26. What the? Faster will your programs run with UltraVex? The question should be when will they there. So they have to actually take advantage of it. I'm talking about this like now. This is years ago. But let's read this. Oh Jesus. Okay, we have to jump around a lot, aren't we? Apple's hardware future. Yeah, the iMac, 100 base D Ethernet, infrared data. Ooh, that was a hit thing. Serial parts and the Apple desktop bus. We'll give way to the faster USB. Yeah. Floppy disk drives will disappear, which was a big thing back then. Yeah, the iMac didn't have a floppy disk drive, which, yeah, was a big thing back then because even in 1988, the floppy disk drive was used a lot. So the idea is that CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, and that would replace floppy disks, or what, CDRW. And then you would use SATA instead of SCSI. Ultra Firewire to connect to video cameras. Firewire died off eventually, but Apple kept with it. DVD-ROM, DVD-RAM will replace CD-ROM, which kinda happened, but by the time DVD-ROM was there to replace, cheap enough to replace CD-ROM, memory sticks and SD cards and cheap enough. comms module, ADSL modems, Jesus. Now, what else? We got some Java stuff. Mac Java, Movements and Tech deal. Sun Microsystems Java. Levels all computer platforms rendered distinctions, obviously. Yes, obviously. Blazing a PC Slim. So obviously, Java isn't optimized on Mac. And basically, they've merged everything. They want to merge everything into a single virtual Java virtual machine. macOS runtime for Java. Netscape navigators run Java applets. Oh, Java applets were a thing. You used to run basically small Java programs in the browser. They got rid of them because one, no one used them, and two, they were insecure as shit. So we got Jet, Power Struggle. Sun Microsoft last legal battle. HP. Jesus. Hey, Apple shifts imaging strategy. Don't care. I really don't care about imaging. Oh, here we go. 3D printer. Is that all that's... Yeah, that's literally... So 3D printer turns models into objects. Let's have a look. So what was this like then? Print images from Adobe Illustrator, Macromedia. Print model for 3D camera. Try the Z42. No, the Z402 three-dimensional printer from Z Corporation. ZCorp.com. A rapid prototyping system that produces physical models from 3D models made on a computer. Spreading layers of cellulose powder. Ooh, this is very different. So nowadays, obviously, we use molten plastic and basically just glue it using cellulose powder bound with an adhesive resin. Objects will measure up to 10 by 8 by 8 inches. It's fairly big. I mean, it's almost a foot. And it drilled or painted. Nothing new, much faster than other 3D production systems, sells for a relatively modest $1,000. You can buy a 3D printer now for what, 100, £200? Like, Jesus. Use the STL format. Which, I mean, even STL is still available today. Had a 3D scanner to the system. Oh my god, in 1990s equivalent of replicators on the Starship Enterprise. Yeah. We're not going to get through this tonight. We might be able to. Mighty Games gained steam at E3. Ah, yes, E3 happened in Atlanta, which I think was the only time E3's ever happened in Atlanta. I believe so, anyway. Yeah, vendors returned to MacWorld. Hey! Game developer at the recent Electronic E3. Atlanta said it there. The Mac's best game platform around, too bad there aren't any Mac games. Yeah, just financial problems. The new iMac. That's all we got. That's media. So there'll be a port of Tomb Raider 2 to the Mac, and eventually a Tomb Raider port. Macsoft, yeah, that was popular. So they made Civilization 2. So they're making Civilization Gold Edition, which can run Civilization 2 with the Civilization multiplayer. Wow. Deer Hunter. Okay. Total Annihilation. Right. And Falcon 4. Okay. The long-anticipated Unreal. Oh, here we go. Unreal. Due in late July, the first person using the Quake vein that promises breakthrough graphics. But of course, we care about Real Pool rather than Unreal. Unreal Tournament. That is a classic. I'm pretty sure there's still quite a good scene online for Unreal. And then Myth sequel. Bungie Software Doom, the cult classic Marathon. I believe there was a Marathon 2 as well. They were both 2D shooters. Obviously Bungie couldn't be. But yes, Myth 2 Soul Later. And then Blizzard finally shipping the version of Diablo. And then we're doing StarCraft. I didn't know, like, Diablo and that was so old. Apple modify. Something to do with Windows 3.1 and Windows 3 and QuickTime. IBM G4 is a 450 MHz chip. What's this? You get a new Mac 2 years. You'll have to wait at least another year. Power computing systems, really. I think the clones were dead though, weren't they? Because macOS 8 wasn't licensed to the clone. Oh, here's just an official Apple ad. What have we got then? Oh my god. Apple and Mac connection. 2 originals, 1 mission. G3. More. Continue 2 toasting speeds. Oh, yeah. Choose your weapon. iMac. G3. $2,299. This is the one with a bunch of like expansion stuff. It had like 2 expansion things, didn't it? Like 2 batteries. Look at this thing. I mean, obviously these look kind of shit today, but back in the day, 14.1 inch 4x3 display, 102 megahertz. I mean, that would have cost you $5,599, but yeah, sure. 8GB ADE hard disk. I mean, yeah, you got right back then. That would have been 2 DVDs. Literally, your entire hard disk fits onto 2 DVDs. Ooh, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah. This was stylish back in the day. Wider is better. But this was what people liked back then. This madness. And power books that existed, obviously, it was kind of right. Oh my god, there's still so many to go. Tower Mac 3 Mini Tower 300 megahertz. Jesus, what? Yeah, 300 megahertz. $4,599. 2D, 3D graphics card of 8 megabytes of VRAM. Oh god. Is that a gigabit Ethernet? No, that did not say gigabit Ethernet. Jesus. 100 base T. So 100. Look how much quicker it is than this random compact we found in the street. I like that. Just we bought the slowest compact we could find. Bang, here you go. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty fun. Scorch is the Pentium 2. Review power. Oh, your work group. So this was like the GP server. What was this then? What model? Is it what model this is? I don't know what model number this is, does it? Which is called the Power Macintosh Server D3. Is that a tape? Actually, that's just yeah, interesting. I think we could probably get them with up to two 4GB ultra wide SCSI hard drives. Memory options up to 120 megabytes. SD-RAM, 24x CD-ROM, and floppy drive. Scalable design, Jesus. And then the new studio display, which looks very and then you got the regular. Alright, reviews then. Photoshop 5. I'm not sure if I'm too interested in Photoshop, but apparently it's good. Digital optical zoom digital cameras. The first digital SLR, or DSLR, the first DSLR under $1,000. Damn. All we've got. Where's the Olympus here? Oh yeah, $800. Look, these are the digital cameras here. So you've got, Jesus, some resolutions here, innit? So you've got cheaper ones, all got $600, all got kind of $900 model. So maximum resolution obviously is a big thing. At yeah, that one's 1280 by 960, which is oh, I don't know how many megapixels that is. Fuji 640 by 480, I believe that's what they call VGA resolution. Not very high at all. Software broke, cameras back. Oh dear. Software Ragtime 4.2. Some Office suite. Some scanner. Is this all just digital audio MIDI sequences? Okay, now this is a bit more interesting. MIDI programs. The Great MIDI Sequencer Slugfest enters another. The release of Mark the Unicorns. Digital Performer 2.4. Opcode Systems Studio Vision Pro 4.8. Tell it's from the 90s. Like Aether. MIDI software rivals been going head to head for years. Damn. Flanging and tremolo. Actually, Adobe Premiere compatible effects plugins. 24-bit. They also have the same copy protection headache key floppy disk scheme. Will that leave future floppy driveless iMac owners in the lurch? Oh dear. Copy protection on some random old software. But you got flanging and tremolo. So who cares? I'm just kind of flicking through it here. But yeah. They recommend Digital Performer 2.4 with 4.5 things. I don't know what one of them is meant to be. You can with an ATI. Is that okay? Golden Freedom. You can with an ATI graphics accelerator. Oh, look at all that. There's a plane coming out of his fucking eye. Look at that. ATI Rage Pro. Oh, jeez. Wait, whoa. Develop the professional design mode with 3D ultra high-res true color workstation classroom. Ideal working resolutions above 11 up to 1080p. 1080 fucking p in 1998. Fuck, you can even find a monitor that would support that. I guess you could get a widescreen monitor. Jesus. Web tools for FileMaker, WebFM, and GoToSet. How to create home movies people don't hate. Oh my god. Avid cinema. Cut to the fan. Oh god, home movies. God, I had to borrow them. Amazing. It was riveting. What a great baby. Okay. Beautiful soundtrack. Oh my god. Fuck it off. Oh jeez. Okay. I know that just got me for a bit, like all of this shit. Media company. Yeah. Nothing lasts longer. Whatever. What? Studio. Oh, here we go. That's actually quite interesting. Right. Right. The studio display. Limitations mask. Stylish monitor. That was eye-catching LCD panel display. It is eye-catching. I don't know for the right reasons. May set new standards of grace and style. Okay. With the price close to $2,000, it's really more of a costly status symbol. I mean, yeah. I've never heard any Apple product called a costly status symbol than a truly innovative monitor alternative. History may not be although the studio display provides an exceptional example of how quality, it also demonstrates how even high quality, thin relativity, flat transparent clarity. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, but it wasn't like that, you know. Super transparent blue shell might clashes mightily with traditional keyboards and mice, but it might be cool with, like, you know, iMac G4 carbon colors, granite. I think they called it. Granite, you know, granite. I think they called them. Might look kind of cool with one of them. Just wait. Obviously, they didn't. Hindsight, but yeah. What else we got? Command its own desk space, and it provides two ways of setting up. Got a desktop stand. Stand comes with it, and the ability to wait. That's an old joke. I can't do that. To the top, yeah, like. Yeah, so it's flat. You are basically trading the fact that, wow, it's flat, instead of having a bulky monitor. It didn't look as good, but it was flat. But you can't get as high of resolution because it's, again, LCD. With CRTs, you could kind of go high if you want, really. Clear, blah blah blah. Flip out stand. Snap. Power graphics card and ADB cables are built in. Apple included ADB cable extension for use. Full S and C video support included. compatible with RCA mini headphone output. Software installation equally straightforward. A flat panel window added to the familiar Apple Display software features, easy performance screen adjustments. Classic. Oh dear, it's a CFT panel, so you only have a maximum resolution of 1024 by 768, and it looks fine. But obviously, you have the fact that as you decrease the resolution, so it's going to get blurrier. And if you move your head, obviously, because we didn't have the technology to make it so you could view displays like this one I'm using here, you can view it at very acute angles and it looks fine. Obviously, technology. Don't buy it yet. Okay. Basically, just wait until they all get better. This is another ad. The Jazz 2GB. That sounds interesting. The Jazz 2GB. The Jazz. Speed doesn't quite match high price. The Latin word soften, which translated white fool. The second incarnation of iMega's Jazz drive. Jazz. To base 2. iMega has carefully refined its winning high-capacity renewable storage formula, but effectively nullified its good work with a number of... Great! The Jazz 2B carries 2GB of data and to old 1GB cartridges. Scuzzy. Wow. Okay, you need an ultra scuzzy card to take advantage of that, which doesn't $100. Otherwise, it's not meaningfully faster than the 2.0 Jazz. And of course, the cartridges are more expensive. It's a sleep package, but it's shit. No point. You know what I say? Yeah, it's too expensive. It's kind of shit. I mean, look at the iMega Zip. Power Macintosh 7300. Wasn't the G3 out at this point? Why weren't they using a G3? I guess this is meant to be like a worst case scenario kind of thing. Did you stay with your Mac? Go for you. If you do. Yeah, the colours go a bit fucking Gramian. Or should you go to Windows? Whatever. Stay, go. Wow. Inspire 3. Yes. Old ass 3D shit. All you want with Kingston Memory. Look, there's a cool guy on a rock. You want to buy Kingston Memory, don't you? Woohoo! There he is, Mr. Blobman. Inspire 3D. Lightweight power without the price. Rely on. Oh no, sorry. Early on the world of 3D. Both as a mainstay 3D modeling. Yep, okay. Lightweight and music for the Amiga into a more entry-level product called Inspire 3D. It's the same thing, but cheap. Integrated model rendering. Features. Digital modules. Okay, so a bunch of crap. Wow. Probably limited to 480. Wow. Okay, no networky things. Distributed network rendering. Oh, no, no metables. There's no metables, and no, but it does a fairly full input of phone-based objects. And you get a full interactive tutorial. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, okay. I see, this is what, okay. 75 Hertz. Oh, that's nice. That was a cool thing back then. How was it TFT? Ooh, a cordless mount lets you point and click while on your feet. Why the fuck would you want to do that? Giving a presentation on your Mac. Just wander around the room while speaking to your audience. Even if you're pointing to a suitable work, why don't you use I don't know, one of those like clickers? I'm like calling for infrared lights. Wow, radio waves. An elongated jumbo egg. So how do you actually control the pointer? Operates by sensing the motion of your hand using a small internal gyroscope. Oh, it's motion controlled. Ooh. Yeah. Oh dear. Motion controlled, huh? This motherfucker's got a website, are you? Well, I mean, everyone had a website back then, yeah, so sure. Camera, I guess? HFS Plus, baby. Oh yeah. Field pool. 3D futuristic pool. There's nothing virtual about it. Pool, and billiards. For max. Look at that pool. Actual screens, no hardware acceleration required. What required is a key word here, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that shit. There we go. Okay. Beyond definition. Beyond comprehension. Beyond your imagination. Unreal. Look at this. Coming really, really soon. We promise. Epic mega game. Amazing. I'm talking epic. What's it called? Epic. Yeah. Unreal. This was before Unreal Tournament, so there's no like online multiplayer stuff. I don't think. Ooh, high-end code tools play Java. Ooh, Java stuff. BB edit. Full game live output. Nice. So it's kind of got some extra stuff for it. Yes, it's like a Java development tool. What? Oh look, it's the jazz. Oh, never mind. This is the advertiser. Oh, okay. They're trying to. Okay. Diablo. 4.5. Oh, it's too short, guys. $50 for Diablo. Well, the settings are painfully stereotypical, though. Oh, it's... Yeah, Diablo's really good, though, isn't it? It seems to be, like, really good. And you can play it via LAN. Yeah. Don't care about printers. Oh, here we go. This is the bit that we actually want to read here. Let's have a read, and I'll give you some wonderful context here. So, the X Factor. Apple's OS strategy. 1. We got a macOS timeline, Mac's midlife crisis. What's wrong with today's OS? And let's look at macOS 5.5. Apple leads the macOS out of darkness. By Jeff Pitcock. It's been a dark age for the Mac. I'm just going to read this before. In the past few years, while the macOS is mostly within the scene, the forces of Microsoft have been formed by engineering in 1998. Mac users are certified with space, water, and say will be grateful side from Apple, but it will remake the Mac for the 21st century. While we've waited for signed plans to move the Mac forward, Apple has cast about, desperately searching for some ways to make dramatic speed and scalability improvements through the Mac OS. So you can see this very 90s graphic, which doesn't really represent anything, but you've got Core, Kernel, OS 10, BOSPA, Modern Carbon, yeah, Daleks, yeah, leaving behind all the people who use Mac software. Apple declared that first the Copeland project, and then Rhapsody was in the next time, but then each succumbed to failure. After all these years, in the dark, something for something to replace the OS. Based on macOS, Apple finally created a clear strategy to bring the macOS itself back into the light. With the summer's release of macOS 8.5, Macintosh users will be a journey that will lead to what they've been searching for. A version of macOS that will reach leap forward, but still runs with their favourite apps. With macOS 10, macOS Dark Age, macOS Dark Age is about to come to an end. During the second half of 1999, macOS 10, I think Mulder and Scully. macOS X. Although, obviously, people called it the iPhone X. And people called it macOS X at the time. Although macOS X makes more sense now, because it was like macOS 10.10. Perhaps described as the offspring of macOS 8 and Rhapsody. Rhapsody, the OS that Apple began to develop what will purchase next. macOS will get stability and speed improvements that sometimes possible with today's macOS. Look and feel, future compatibility, current future Macs will offer. So it's not just like another macOS. It was new OS. Provides a Mac interface and compatibility. We use immediately. Or is it even Rhapsody? Native Mac compatibility. The modern in quotation marks modern OS features that provide enormous speed and scalability. Yep, makes sense. Oh, preemptive multitasking. Wow. So whenever you run a program, if it crashes, it doesn't crash the entire system. Protected memory, which means that programs can overwrite each other's memory. High performance kernel. When Rhapsody was built as the future, Apple bought next. You can currently run up into Rhapsody while often rewriting. Some software companies reluctant to lock the software if not downright hostile. It's not here. Type long forged by something Carbon, a collection of technology you can native applications for macOS that require only minor tune-ups, not the rewriting that is absolutely required. The Ultra Carbon is an element in a version of the program applications. macOS used today is a collection of more than 8,000 toolbox functions, called APIs. Basically, macOS is basically a lot of APIs. These functions form their foundational order. Built to definer a base. Everything you do on Mac is built in the toolbox. Code originally written. It was written. All of these stuff was written eventually. That's the thing. A lot of macOS, even at this point, a lot of it was just ported code from the 68K days. They never really migrated properly to PowerPC. Using modern engineers identified all the parts of macOS that were holding it back. They targeted those functions for demolition. Parts of the old Mac toolbox left standing the basis for the streamlined setup of Carbon. Carbon data, which basically just analyzes stuff automatically for you. Let's look at this then. Or PowerPC native, or code in it. Has to be PowerPC code. So it's an Apple midlife crisis. Yeah, huge amount of emulated 68K code. No print multitasking. Microsoft threatened to write you. Yeah, Copeland. And that was a big failure. was eventually vaporware, but apparently there was going to be a version of Finder and revamped macOS. And a lot of stuff from Copeland was incorporated into macOS 8. Then they briefly considered, BOS, which BOS I don't think exists anymore, but I think BOS has evolved into Haiku. That's been going since, well, I think since 1998 actually. And then obviously they bought Next Step, and then they tried to put Rhapsody, and yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't great. So, tuned up Carbon, Photoshop, Simple Text, Apple works, Powers works. Yeah, if I recall, what they did is they were like, alright, so here's Photoshop. All this time we've been running the macOS version of Photoshop. So yeah, I think that's what they did at a trade show. So it's time for a timeline. So here's a timeline of macOS. So you've got macOS 7.6.1, and you've got the Rhapsody preview release, and you've got 8, 1, more Rhapsody, the first step to macOS 10. So this is where we're up to now. So the plan was to go to Rhapsody, and then got macOS 8.5, then macOS 8.6, and major updates. So Sonata did happen, that was macOS 9. What's up? macOS 10 obviously didn't launch in 1999, I believe. I think it did take a couple of years before. I think we did get to macOS 9.2 before macOS 10 eventually released. I think 2001 it released. It was a bit on schedule, but it wasn't too bad. What are we going from? Say, oh yeah. So the point was that old apps just ran macOS, just native macOS X, just like old apps. And eventually, when everyone adopted macOS 10, everyone ported it over properly. I mean, I think iTunes was originally never. I think iTunes was originally a Carbon program, and then they ported it over eventually. It's targeted at G3, G4s effectively. Well, I think you had to have a G3 in the end. I don't think you can use the older 603. So it depends. Obviously, well, Apple says it has no current plans to create a version of macOS 10 for Intel CPUs. So technically possible. Obviously, that eventually did happen, but an interesting bit of foresight there. Carbon could come along with it, yeah. But I mean, Carbon by the time would. Person tends to ship 1.0. I don't think that ever actually happened. Shut up. Read it this time. Thank you. Quiet. Thank you. Has a ring of truth and plausibility about it. I'm just waiting for the noise to go down. Wait down. Right, let's have a listen. Do we sound okay? I think, right there. Oh dear, okay, do this? Does that still work? Okay, there we go. I just turn the volume off. Myself. Yeah. Okay. I think everything still works. Yeah. Okay. I was just a bit paranoid. Right. Okay. Right. There we go. I think everything still works okay. Right. Anyway. Yeah, I've heard this story before. Fool me once, and you fool me twice, and me. But yeah. Obviously, this actually did happen. So. What was wrong? Totally rhapsody. Not from modern or successor to. Oh, what's so bad? Why have we spent years and millions of dollars trying to modern operating system run? Really things that Mac simply can't get. Systems almost never crash. Wait till Windows ME. Then you'll be laughing. User interface is always responsive. Right, okay, here we go. Systems never crash. Windows 10. User interface is always responsive. Windows 10. Even when you've got several programs working in the background, Windows 10, applications launch in a heartbeat, Windows 10, and more importantly, user can see and do things several things at once. Protected memory. Yeah. Preemptive multitasking. Cooperative multitasking. Basically, they cooperate with each other, but some applications don't want to cooperate with each other. Virtual memory. Wow. A QuickTime move is like dropping frames while you're reading an email. I wish I could do that. I can't even fucking summon VLC and read Gmail, so how fucking bloated Gmail is, but yeah. Even serving web pages. Yeah, not with Zero. Should do that. Multi-threading and multi-processing. Damn, look at that shit. Mac kernel. I'm pretty sure it used the Linux kernel. Not it's a Unix kernel, but okay. And macOS 4.5, which was kind of the new things with a bit more of a makeover. I believe this had. I can't remember what it was called. Stone. It wasn't called Stone. But, yeah, so it was a new theme. I can't remember what it was called though. Oh, I don't know. Super scrolling. Oh no. What's this? Anti-alias text. Bloody hell. Jesus. That took a while, didn't it? Yeah. Ability expansion. Maybe I at a glance. Oh, okay, no, it didn't have the new theme. I think macOS 9 had the new theme. I need to have a look at that in a minute. That's all. Yeah, so just looking at some features from the new. Oh, look at that. That's a monitor, isn't it? Yes, the new face of open and save. MacWorld Live. Mac's best friend. Palm Pilot. I don't care about Palm Pilot, but that is a Palm. Obviously, Palm was mainly like a Windows thing. Oh yeah, the Palm 3, much better than the Newton. Who wants a Newton? You got the Palm. I can't be asked to do this thing though. The weapons. I don't blame you, mate. She used the same joke. Webbed palms. Not showing. Look at all the cool things in the Palm 3. I think my granddad has a Palm 3. Maybe not Palm 3, but I think it was definitely a Palm. Click on the drawer. Okay, now we're getting to the cool stuff. The graphics card. I think this is the last thing I'm going to take a look at. The graphics cards. Here we go. quick on the draw. Drawing a big Photoshop image, manipulate 3 models, navigate a visual world, your favourite comp game. All puts a heavy burden on Mac's CPU. Fortunately, your Mac doesn't bear this by itself. Super powerful graphics accelerator. And bandwidth during models and images become putty in your hands. The graphics accelerator is a PCI can replace the onboard video. Oh my god. Speed up screen redraws. Increase the resolution, known as FPS. A number of your colours your monitor can display and often accelerate QuickTime movies and 3D graphics operation. Sequence monitor, 6 PCI bases of like the 280 Exclaim 3D, the $400 Exclaim VR, the 600 Nexus GA from ATI, the $700 IX3 Ultimate Res, and then the Mac Picasso 540 Plus 3D Overdrive, and Matrox declined to submit its graphics accelerator for testing. Oh. That's a shame. It should have really. That's it on 2 systems. 266 MHz power Macintosh G3 and a 200 megahertz power Macintosh 7300. That's how the old model numbers used to work. You had like 7300, 8300, 9300 for big boys. And I was like, no, stop. Okay, so here's your here's your reviews. Go bang. Basically, by ATI, which was something like all along anyway. Max resolution 1080. Obviously, that's max 30. That's only 24-bit graphics, but yeah. Although max, obviously you can get higher 2D resolution. Those cards, they're okay. Glide versus Rave. Oh yeah, that wasn't even fucking Direct 3D was a thing, but obviously this is max, so yeah. I don't know what Raid is and what Glide is. Glide was 3D effects thing. Oh, Quake in Rave mode. It was bad. I'm kind of reading my head, I can't go out loud. You can kind of see what's going on. So there's without 3D hardware acceleration. Look at it with! Look how cool it is. But this is too, the bridge is too smooth now. Yeah. Whoa. Well. 8 megabytes VRAM. Wow, so much. Obviously, it was quite a bit back then. Plays, all that stuff. TV tuner. This is your stuff. Their choice is the ATI's. Sense. Yeah, an interactive dining experience. #1 PC game to the thrill of the hunt. Okay, yeah, I think we are pretty much done here. Stuff on Office 98. Great rendering, my favourite page. Got away a bit. Got a bit of graphics on it. Civilization 2 Gold Edition with multiplayer. You've eliminated the English, buried the Babylons, crushed the Celts. Who's next? By the limits of web production. Oh my god. Macromedia, baby. Macromedia Fireworks. What was that? The web graphics. Create JPEGs, GIFs, animated GIFs, 3D files, and a roller. Damn. Flash 3. Yeah. It's probably riveting web content. We come back to dynamic vector graphics, text, sound, and moving effects are down instantly, even at 28.8 kilobits per second. Preview at varying modem speeds. Reach a worldwide audience with or without. Cool was never so practical. And then you got Dream though, which I think is still a thing today. Oh, Jesus. Macro media. Compressing web graphics, yeah, different. Wow, you can win an iMac computer. You better hope those software don't include floppy disks. Actually, no, wait. Sound for the web, which I'm through. Yeah. What's we got? SQL 98. Discover new world. Optimized web video. Web video. Jesus. The web is concerned, the phrase weird video quality is almost oxymoronic as political ethics. Jesus. Modem speeds are oozing upwards. What the fuck is that sort of phrase? New compression video. Crush video doesn't the fastest downloading packages. I mean, I guess we compare this to like crushing things to 8 megs to upload via Discord. There's a new compressor codec called Surreal Video. Never heard of that before. It's time to think about optimizing before you shoot. Keep motion to a minimum. Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna get very messy. Even a high quality format, such as High 8, digital video cassette. Digitize the right way. To get smooth, run your Mac with a minimal number of extensions through digitizing. Turn off Apple Talk and keep your fastest hard drive. Wow, this sounds painful. You gotta turn off all your extensions. You gotta turn off Apple Talk. You gotta turn off the internet effectively. You gotta capture your fastest hard drive just so that your Mac can keep up with the Mac's video. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, 320 by. I want 160 by 120, and I want it to be at 10 frames a second. Oh. Oh my god. 3 different movements for different qualities. Ah. Oh, mob. It was the mob format, basically. Jesus. World. Oh. Okay. I think the opening's kind of now. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of Macs. Like, you can see how many Macs there are now. Super Mac. Super Mac? Okay, the Super Mac. I guess clones were kind of still a thing. Office 98 Macintosh edition, maybe. Yeah, it's all advertising and stuff. I think it's all advertising. Scroll past it all. Just keep going. Keep going. No. 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 I think we have reached. Hello? Okay. I think we've about reached the end, I'm gonna be honest. Jesus. No. What's the matter? No, roll the R. Sumatra. Alright. Yeah, I'll just keep scrolling. Going down. Down, down. Down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Jesus, I don't know what this button is looking for. I assume this is literally just advertising right to the end then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was bad interesting, but it was something. I couldn't be asked to do like a proper stream, so if you're wondering, regular streams will continue probably on the 15th. Probably going to get back to a regular stream. As in games. So the first one will probably get on. I'm not sure, but I'll have a quick talk about what planned. I just get this. Get this wizard guy. Wizard guy's great. Oh, this wizard guy, right? So yeah, so I think we've reached the end. I mean, it was from a context historical standpoint. Just look for it and see how Apple was doing at the time. Okay, you know, they're on the turn, and a positive one as well. So yeah, FTP site available. Imagine the possibilities. Lose some data. Directory. Just. Alright, so. Product testing. Seriously. Kensington. It's the crazy ones, the one that stuck to their Macs through thick and thin. Mouse in a box. Keyboard in a box. Basically, this is Kensington. Basically, licking the asses of fucking Mac users. Here's to the crazy ones who stuck with their Macs and endured the school of PC geeks. I guess Macs were kind of considered high level. Curating rise of the Radiant Empire. Okay. It's also totally superior. Yeah, literally just like. Yeah, okay. Alright. Anyway, so, yes, thank you for watching this stream. It was a thing. I will talk a little about, kinda scheduling type of things. If I can get there, if I get to the desktop. Because of course everything's just after on the desktop. Good things. Shoot it is in there. I think it is. And it might be easy. Yeah, just hopefully find it. Yep, I know it's still there. So I have created a sort of, not a schedule as such, but a sort of like, how do I describe it? A sort of plan. So currently I'm playing through Super Castlevania 4 and the Harry Potter PS1 game. Now I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish Castlevania 4, and that means we'll be calling in probably another game at some point. Now in terms of what I want to play, I'm not sure. I'm thinking, in terms of Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone, eventually I'll finish that. That one's going to be a bit of a longer thing, but I think we'll finish that pretty quickly as well. I think we'll finish probably Super Castlevania 4 beforehand. That's what I plan to stream on Friday, by the way. Try and get that game done, close to done. And then I think we'll move on to another shorter game, get one of them out of the way. And that would probably be Kirby's Dream Land, the Game Boy one, the original one. If you want to play that, get that out of the way. Just because I want to play it, and why not? So that will be probably the game after Super Castlevania 4. After Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone, it's gonna be, I think that will be the game that replaces Super Castlevania 4. It's gonna be Rainbow. I think that's gonna be the next on the chopping block. So I do have a sort of list of planned games. If you want to suggest anything, I might be able to do it. Obviously, older games I can definitely play, like Drive, PS1. Pretty much, anything from like the SNES, 1, Mega Drive, N64 probably even, Game Boy Advance, basic PC stuff I could probably play. I do plan on getting not a capture card, one of those like cheap HDMI type USB. But hopefully I'll capture some. That'll be like Wii U, Wii stuff, and GameCube stuff as well. So hopefully that'll kind of add to it. I've got a Wii U, and I'll also have to use the Mega Drive. I can use the NES Mini. I can use the Mega Drive Mini games just to get authentic experience. But I've also got games obviously that I might want to do. I do have some games which are basically always just like when I can't be asked to play things, I'll play like SRB2, Carnage War, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Mario Kart Wii will probably go on as well. Which is. So yeah, I think that'll be it. Talking about future plans, like I said, probably should start with fairly regular streaming on Friday. That is the plan. I'll probably be streaming Friday, Saturday. In terms of just like a regular schedule, there won't really be one, but it's usually kind of evening-ish time on Friday, Saturday, maybe Monday. I probably won't, or definitely not on the Sunday. It won't be on the Sunday. It probably won't be on Wednesday. No, not Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. One of the weird days. Probably won't be on. At some point I also plan to do a late night stream, a midnight stream. That'll be cool. Probably do Saturday. That won't be massively long. Hour, 2 hours, so that'd be kind of a midnight stream. And possibly like a Monday, really early morning stream, like 5 AM, something like that. So instead of streaming like this time on Monday, like literally like 5 AM in the morning, which would be great for Asia, I guess. Because why not, you know? And I'll probably try and do something different. But that's kind of that way of theoretical stuff. Kirby's Dream Land is on a list, and definitely play. And a game I want to play. I wanted to play it on the channel before. It's a very short game, Kirby's Dream Land. I'll probably definitely do it in one stream. So that would be like a one stream kind of special thing. I'm gonna kind of try and keep 2 games on the go to try and keep things a bit varied, so I'm not getting ground down, especially if it's like a long game. Like if it's like an RPG or something, which I probably won't play an RPG, but if I do play an RPG, or like something like GTA, where it's gonna be quite a long game, I don't really want to be. I don't want to get. Where I don't want to. I know it's I know the term for it. Basically, I don't want to get tired of it. I don't want to get tired of just playing the same game. I want to keep it to 2, possibly 3 games as a sort of current rotation. Because I know if I have like 4 or 5, I'm going to forget about one. I'm never going to play it. So I'm going to forget the story and all of that. And if I have only 1 game, I'm just going to get bored. So 2 or 3 games is going to be the kind of thing to keep going. Obviously, like I said, there'll be some games that I just finish in 1 or 2 streams, and that's fine. I'll just keep thinking of new games. I mean, there is. I'm not going to run out of games anytime soon. And even with the limited hardware that I have, and I do have very limited hardware, I still have the ability to stream a lot of games, a lot of different games. And a lot of different things, as you saw. I was streaming MacWorld. All you have to do has to remain the bounds of YouTube stuff on there, obviously, but I think just live streaming means I can play and do a lot more different games would be other. Also, Inspire Dragon, I know that was one that I started. Thinking about it recently, there are other emulators. I can use the BTEL PCX emulator, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get some decent performance even while streaming. There might be a few in there, but overall, that's probably going to be waiting for Spyro. So I'm probably going to be Spyro works. On like a beta, which is just that's included with RetroArch. My stomach is carrying. I'm not hungry, I swear. So at some point, obviously I will play Spyro, Year of the Dragon. That'll probably be shuffled in somewhere, but I don't really want to play it at the same time as Rayman, if you know what I mean. Because I want to keep it liquid. It's very like without making it. Or I don't want to keep it very liquid without obviously having to reject, basically rejecting games, making it too difficult to follow. Maybe like, or because it's going to annoy people if I don't play certain games. You know what I mean? I start playing a game and don't ever touch it again for like a year. And, oh, you remember this game that I was playing? And everyone's like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Do you? You know what I mean? Like those things where I don't want to effectively not abandon it, but just kind of leave it in limbo forever and never touch it again, and then suddenly randomly and people get annoyed. Even that's the point. I do streaming. I want to keep doing it, even if I don't get reviewers, because I'm not too bothered about viewers. That's not my point. I do streaming because it's just something I enjoy, and I'm sure eventually I'll get better hardware for it, microphone, better setups, better OBS setups, and so better stream bigger and better games. I want to better stream at the moment. I'm okay. There's games I want to stream that I can stream. Obviously, there are games that I want to play. I want to play GTA 4. I want to play certain games. I just can't play on this system or like the Cars video. The Cars video game, I can play on the system, but I doubt I'll be able to live stream it just because it's one of those things. I know Cars video games literally from 2006, but literally just anything that involves anything 3D on this system, when it comes to live stream audio, because it has to run in Windows. You can't run something. Well, no, you probably could run it. That's fair. You could probably try and run it via Proton. So, basically, because Cars itself is a bit running on anything. It seems to be a computer by computer basis and leaving them run. No matter what specs they are, I mean, it could be a very pain through it all and fine being taken out to exploit. At some point, but there'll be games I want to stream. I'll get to them. I've got a kind of list of about 10 games in reserve I want to stream, as well as kind of 3 games that I might, if I'm bored, get burnt out from the games I'm currently playing. I might just pick one of them and go, we're playing, Escargot. A bit of a long thing at the end of streaming on here, but yes. Like I said, the next stream will probably be Friday night. Other things for now. Stream. I just wanted to do this tonight, basically, and I wanted to basically make sure I didn't get too rusty at this whole thing. I think I already am. Been for long enough. I haven't bored you too much, but that was the point of this, not to upload a boring video instead of boring live stream. So thanks for watching. Don't worry, I still have all of the images. They're all here. I just think they're not. I mean, this image is just. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get some more images at some point. Thanks for watching. And, I will see you probably, hopefully, Friday. Wait there. Videos and actual videos? No idea. I want to do a review at some point. Something. Maybe a game, maybe a movie. I want to kind of expand the content a bit on the channel. I don't like content because it's just so fun. What fucking like? Oh god. If I pick again. No, I want to diversify the videos that I create for a more equal experience. And no, I tried to make that sound as most corporate as possible, and I think I succeeded. Just about. Yeah. I can't do impressions. I'll try, but I'll try. And yeah, videos I've got no idea. I'll try and do some sort of maybe review or something. It'll take a while though, because that requires a lot of editing. And it takes me a while to do this thing called editing. As I don't mind doing it, but it just takes a while to do. Which is why I prefer live streams. We don't have to edit them. Alright, goodbye, good night.